Hello everyone, welcome to the new year. Same channel, new year. We're in 2023, and I decided to do a quick overview of 2022 and what to look for the channel in 2023. So I also want to first off thank you, everyone who has commented and watched my videos. I really appreciate it. I do this channel just for fun, something just to kind of do for extra. Maybe one day, once I'm a little bit more free and kind of done with college, I can probably take a little bit more time with these videos in terms of editing and putting a little bit more time and effort to it. But as for right now, I can only put so much time into these videos, so I just do one take all the way through, just record it on my phone, and just hope the people out there, including all my viewers, enjoy what I show. And again, I just kind of do it for fun, and I just hope everyone watches, thinks I have some pretty cool Beatles stuff to show, because I think I have some pretty cool items. So I just want to thank you for all the comments and the views over the past year, and I guess a couple years that I've been on YouTube. So for what I'm doing for this video, I'm kind of doing a top 10 of 2022. So I got about 10 records here, some 45, some LPs that I've bought throughout um, the year 2022, and each one of them kind of have its own category. You'll see as I go through, and then after that, I'll go through kind of plans for 2023. So we're going to start off with Imagine by John Lennon. Here is an original pressing. In this category, I put is kind of like the most complete original album and kind of slash nicest original. As you can see, it's in the shrink wrap, and it has the postcard and the poster. I think some copies have both the postcards, I believe, but when I saw this, I knew I had to. I didn't have this album originally. I just bought the remix or remastered. Came out a couple years ago. This was in really nice shape, and the shrink wrap had the poster, had the postcard, and it also had the original inner sleeve as well. There you go. So that's the most complete, I guess, album that I found. And during this year, I started kind of collecting a new kind of set, since I was working on the Beatles one poster, and I was kind of stuck on a couple for quite a while. I decided to work on a new set, and that was trying to collect some German 45s and try to collect as many singles I can from Germany. So this is one of my favorite picture sleeves I picked up from Germany this year, which is All Together Now and Hey Bulldog with the Yellow Submarine cartoons on the Apple label there from 1972. So we'll see if I get any more in the next year in terms of singles from Germany. And the next one we have is, I think, the best solo find. It might not be the most expensive one necessarily, because there's probably another album that might be the best solo find. But this one I was just very, very pleased to add to the collection. I just haven't found this out in a while, and I got it for a really decent price. Was the Thrillington album, and just happy to pick it up, because I haven't seen this out in a while, out in the wild, and then also to pick it up for a good price was just kind of an added bonus. So that's kind of my favorite solo find of the year. And I think next up we have considered what I think is kind of the coolest buy of the year, and that will be Happy Christmas, War's Over. Back with Listen, the Snow is Falling. As you can see, this is on the Apple label, and not only is it on green vinyl, but it's kind of the black and green swirl that some of these came on. And the thing about this record, I bought it seeing the tip of the record was green, so I just thought it was on plain green vinyl, but I didn't have the Apple logo. I had the Faces logo, so when I took it out, I didn't even know it was the black swirl. So it looks really cool to me. So that's what I consider the coolest find of the year. So put that back in its sleeve here. And if you want to comment what your favorite item I got in 2022. If you remember, you can put it in the comments. I'll be kind of interested to see what you guys thought was some of the best stuff that I picked up over the year. And next up, we have the most meaningful one for me that I picked up, which is From Me to You and Thank You Girl from Norway. Unfortunately, it does have a lot of writing on the cover, but this was the last one I needed to complete the one poster series I've been collecting for about 8 years. So finally complete that set, and I'm moving on to some other kind of sets or series that I want to collect. So that was really cool to able to complete that in 2022. So I say that was the most meaningful buy of the year for me. All right, next one is kind of like, I would say, a 45 or a cover I've been wanting for the longest time. It wasn't necessarily expensive or hard to find. I just wasn't able to pick it up, but I've been wanting this 45 for its cover. I think the cover is really nice for quite a while, and I found one at a local record store, believe it or not. And I thought the time was to buy it right then and there. So this is Hey Jude with Revolution from Spain. And I don't know, I just always really liked that cover on the dark blue Odeon label there. So there we go. We're going to move on to, I think, the best box set of the year. We had, I guess, the McCartney 1, 2, 3 box set this year, the Revolver box set. But I think the most obvious choice is the Paul McCartney singles box set here. It's just a very nice set overall in terms of quality and just kind of the what to say, losing some words here. I kind of record these late at night. Kind of overall, I guess, theme or point of the box set. I was going through all of it. I'm almost done listening to all of it, but just kind of really going through time to Paul McCartney's career, just kind of sitting down to listen to singles. It's been a really, really cool experience. So I've been enjoying that set, and I definitely think it's a set I'll probably revisit, not just put on a shelf. I wouldn't necessarily do it every month, but maybe something for sure about every year I'll go back to it. So I think that was the best box set of the year in terms of Beatles or solo Beatles related. Alrighty, up next we have what I think is the best cover. I like to find foreign copies of Beatles albums in terms of 45s and LPs, but even though this was the most recent video, this was the best cover and photo on a record for me this past year. Been wanting this one for quite a while as well. On the Parlophone label with no E from Italy. So there you go. Next up, I have probably the most surprising find out in the wild. Did not expect this. It's kind of a bookstore collector type store, and they have used records, and this was just in the bins under the Paul McCartney section, which was Driving Rain. And sometimes this store can be a little bit pricey, and usually they have a little own section for the expensive records. But just to kind of find this in the bin for an expensive record was just kind of like kind of had a double take. Even though it might not be considered Paul McCartney's best album, it's just kind of hard to find being out in 2001. And I think only limited about to 2,000 copies, I believe. So that one was definitely the most surprising find of the year, just in terms of finding something out in the wild. And I saved probably the most interesting find of the year, which I probably put as the best buy in terms of I got it for way cheap for what it is, and I think the most bang for my buck. I think this year, this is 1981 pressing of Sgt. Pepper. This is UK copy, and it's the mono reissue, I believe. Yeah, mono reissue. So I got this for $2.50 because I had a very big bulk buy at a record store, and I believe I got about 70 records. I think about had like 60 45s and about 10 LPs, and each one of them came out to be about $2.50 each. So I essentially got this for $2.50, and I haven't really gotten to play it yet. Um, I plan on getting a new turntable uh, sometime next year or 2023. So I've been kind of holding off on playing this one just because I wanted to hear it on a better setup and to keep it in a nice condition as well. So I'm excited to hear that and compare it to my original Sgt. Pepper as well. So that's my top 10. Again, let me know if you think there should be other finds that I found throughout the year that you thought were really cool. It should be top 10 mention or not. But now that was 2022. Now we're going to talk about stuff in 2023, at least for what I want to do and what I want to do for the channel. So as like I said, that the Germany set, I've been trying to collect some of those singles, but that's been kind of slowing down in the past few months because I finally completed the one poster set, and that kind of got me thinking, instead of just trying to stick with the one country, to look out for try to get one Beatles record from every country. So I think there's about 70, a little more than 70 records that countries produced, Beatles records, in this case 45s. And I think I have about half of them already. So I think I'm going to work more towards that set. And if German picture sleeves or 45s happen to come, just kind of fall in my lap or something like that, I'll pick those up. But I think the German set is probably going to slow down, and then the world set, you'll find more finds from different countries throughout 2023. And then also from this Paul McCartney mega box set, it kind of got me thinking of all the original Paul McCartney solo 45s that I need to pick up. So I pretty much going through this set, putting stuff on my want list on Discogs to make sure, what singles are out there, and kind of just learning what countries they're from, like either a UK, Europe release or a US single. Sometimes they kind of different. And not just only on Paul side, I want to try to get a lot more of the solo 45s just in general as well. And I had this kind of series for a little bit, I think the beginning of 2022. Then I kind of just kind of stopped doing it because I didn't quite have a lot of stuff to show alongside this kind of series, and that's like the album song rankings. So I kind of hopefully to continue those up while I'm home, maybe knock out a couple videos. I think Beatles for Sale is next, and then hopefully to do Beatles for Sale and Help while I have stuff to show alongside the album rankings. And then I guess a couple of new things for the channel. I haven't done this before, but to go live, that could be an option. Again, comment down below if that would be something that you'd be interested in me, so I can just do like a question and answer. Or instead of doing live, I can just say in a video to drop down questions, and then I'll just do a video, just a Q&A as its own separate video. So if that's something people be interested in, I wouldn't mind doing a Q&A. And then also kind of along that same line, I could also create posts on YouTube and maybe create some polls in terms of ideas for videos as well. I had one comment asking to see what Beatles CDs I had and kind of talk about maybe some compilation albums. And I do have some CDs and cassettes, I believe was the other thing. And my two cassettes were actually compilation albums. So as I might combine those into one video here in a little bit. So that's kind of what I have planned. And of course, Beatles updates and solo Beatles updates whenever I get new arrivals in. Those will still keep going and kind of be the main kind of part of the channel for sure. But I might do, I guess, an updated room tour too. I have some more displays and kind of see what the Beatles room. Again, you usually just see kind of the background. That's kind of just my records and some crates. I got another layer below. Then up top is just kind of some Beatles figurines, knickknacks, some box sets, kind of stuff like that. So any ideas, I'd love to hear them in the comments as well. So I hope 2023 treats you well, and I'm excited for what the new year brings. So again, thanks for watching.